Hey guys, new channel here. See the previous video for my introduction, what I'm trying to do here. Won't go over all of that again, but this is a new channel, so please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, what I can do better, what you want to talk about, etc. So I'll jump right into it. Zach Evans has been one of the strangest recruiting drama and news probably over the last couple years. I mean, definitely for this season, but probably the last couple years. So hopefully I can shed a little bit of light on that, and let you know that nobody has a freaking clue what Zach Evans is going to do. Period. I am not convinced that Zach Evans knows what Zach Evans is going to do. He seems very lost, and the whole situation has just been weird. From never really committing to a team, then on early signing day, apparently he signs with Georgia, but nobody knows about it. And then like a week and a half later, there's news that comes up that says, yes, he did sign, but now he's not going to come to UGA. And then another couple days goes by and you see all the articles about he's definitely not coming to UGA. He did sign. His letter of intent was, his LOI, his letter of intent was released. And that he was basically reopening his recruitment. Well, it didn't just stop there, though. I mean, it's gotten a little more strange. Ole Miss came into the mix. He was out there for a visit last week. He's not going to Ole Miss. They have Jerrion Ealy, who will be a sophomore. He is their starter. He's a former five-star recruit. They just signed 2 stud running backs in this class. He is not going there to compete for third or fourth string at Ole Miss on a mediocre team. Just not going to happen. Will he come to UGA and compete for third or fourth string? Yes. Because I mean, it speaks for itself, the backs that we've been putting in the NFL. And most of them will get their shot at some point. For most, it comes sooner rather than later. But regardless, there's some steam picking up about Florida State potentially, but it seems to be still Georgia and Texas A&M as kind of the 2 front runners, with LSU and Florida State kind of sitting on the back burner. Ultimately, I think he does end up coming to UGA. I don't know anything about his ACT scores. I heard that those weren't up to par, which is why he can't early enroll, because he has to retake his ACTs. But ultimately, I think he ends up in Athens. I also think he's a great running back. There is a reason that he is the #1 running back in the country. The kid is fast. His tape is phenomenal. I really like the kid. So I'm hoping that he comes to UGA. I think that he will come to UGA. There's a lot of experts out there that think the same thing. There was 3 Texas A&M insiders for Rivals just the other day, January 22nd, that flipped from Texas A&M to UGA. So I don't know what happened on January 22nd. Is Zach Evans in constant contact with all of these coaches and telling them, I'm going here, I'm whatever the case may be. But I am still not 100% that Zach Evans knows where Zach Evans is going to go. I think there is still some concerns, still some doubts there, and I think that he still has a lot of question marks. So don't listen to the Zach Evans stuff right now. There's really no point until National Signing Day. We probably aren't going to know one way or the other even if he commits to a school before National Signing Day, I would take it with a grain of salt and not get excited until he actually puts that pen to paper, because I think he's just that kind of kid, unfortunately. But in other news, as far as recruiting goes, big weekend in Athens. I think almost our entire 2020 offensive line class are taking their official visits to Athens this weekend. With that said, target and current commit Broderick Jones will be in Athens this weekend, along with those recruits that are already signed. That obviously is going to play a big role into which way Broderick goes. Again, another one, I think he ultimately lands at Georgia. I think he is taking in the full experience of official visits and is having a good time in his last year of high school. But I think he always has been and will be a dog come signing day. There's a couple more recruits, big name recruits, Jordan Birch and Alex Huntley, both currently committed to South Carolina but not signed. Sorry, I gotta go past this car. Both currently committed to South Carolina but not signed, which obviously gives us a glimmer of hope that we could land one, both, but potentially neither of them. I don't know that we get either of them. I think that they're kind of on the same track as Broderick Jones, and they're just taking their official visits and enjoying the experience. But I would be happy with either one of them. I think they're both studs on the defensive line, so those are other names to watch. Something interesting related to Zach Evans, though, in a roundabout sense, is the running back, not named Zach Evans, that will be in Athens this weekend, Dejun Edwards, 4-star running back, highly rated recruit. Florida State is the favorite right now. However, UGA did get a crystal ball for him yesterday from Rivals. He will be in Athens this weekend. So it almost seems like there might be a little cat and mouse game going on with potentially Evans and Edwards. Edwards may be waiting on Evans to see where he goes. If Evans takes a left turn and decides he wants to go to Tallahassee, well, Edwards isn't going to go there. And so then I think that puts him right in our backyard. And vice versa. If Evans decides he wants to go to UGA, then Edwards is going to Florida State, and it's all done. But it's something to watch, and I think it's a little bit of a, if he does this, then I do this type scenario. So that's really all of the recruiting news that's out there right now. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos floating around Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We do have 2 other in-state recruits, lower rated, 3 stars. One is Ladd McConkey. His videos have kind of gone viral since we offered him a scholarship. We were the first Power 5 school to offer him a scholarship just the other day, and now they're kind of starting to pour in after they've seen his film and everything else. But the kid is, he's not very big. He's like 6 foot, 190, something like that. But his route running is crazy. It's ridiculous. His routes that he can run, it's insane. In his hands, good speed. I don't necessarily know that he would play wide receiver at the University of Georgia. He's listed as an athlete. He also had a handful of turnovers, I think 5 or 6 turnovers for his high school team this past season, so could be a potential player at safety, something, somewhere around there. But that one was interesting. And then also 3-star DJ Lundy. I'm a little bit more excited about him just because inside linebacker, we've got a few. We've got Channing Tindall and we've got Nakobe Dean. Obviously, Monty Rice coming back for his senior year. But it's not a position that we have a ton of depth with good talent. Nate McBride has never really panned out to do anything other than play special teams. And I don't know that Channing Tindall, because his playing time as a sophomore was nowhere near what I expected it to be. I don't know that he works out. So inside linebacker is one of the few positions on the team that I'm worried about depth. So getting DJ Lundy, who is very fast, good size. He's 6 foot, 6'1", 225, 230, sideline to sideline linebacker. And he's also listed as an athlete, but because he played running back and linebacker, but we would be recruiting him as a linebacker. So I'm excited about him, but I believe they're both coming the following weekend, if I'm not mistaken. I know Ladd is definitely coming on January 31st. I don't know if DJ Lundy actually is making a visit or not. But it's just a few things to watch over the next coming weeks. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you soon.